This Chazor Zeichen Neshul B'Chei Chas Shag V'Yam Yehudim Sechas Chullin Daf Pei Beis. Fact is the shechita of an egg larufa really considered a shechita that's not effective in making the meat mutter and therefore not a shechita at all? The Mishnah says if the murderer was found before the calf was decapitated, the calf goes down and grazes in the herd, which means it's even mutter to be eaten. And if the Shloch and Rabbi Yana said the inclusion of egg larufa among the listed on Mishnah is actually incorrect. In fact, what we find the Rabbi Yana said regarding the egg larufa becoming asur ba'ano, I heard an answer regarding at what point it becomes asur ba'ano, but I forgot what it is. But my colleagues have said it becomes asur when it enters the Rocky Valley. If so, he should have answered that Mishnah is talking about after it entered the Rocky Valley, and that's why it's asur. And if Pinchas, the son of Rav Ami, said, we learned that it was Rish Lakish who said that the inclusion of egg larufa in our Mishnah was a mistake. He did not say that in the name of Rabbi Yanai. Rav Ashi asked, when we were in the yeshiva of Rav Papi, we asked that we have learned that Rish Lakish says that the birds of a Mitzvah become asur b'hana from the time that they are taken and designated. We explained that he learned this from Gzeir Shav from egg larufa, which also becomes asur b'hana during his lifetime when it enters the Rocky Valley. If so, he should have answered that our Mishnah is talking about after it entered the Rocky Valley, and that's why it's asur. And rather, it was Rav Chia bar Abba the name of Yochanan who said that the inclusion of egg larufa in our Mishnah is a mistake. The next Mishnah, if two people bought animals from a seller, one bought the mother, one bought the offspring, the one who made the purchase first may shech the animal first. However, if the second buyer shechted before the first buyer, he has gained the right to eat the meat. Rav Yosef said our Mishnah concerns monetary law, not halacha of Isser. A Brisa says, if the second purchaser shechted before the first purchaser, he's considered to be a zoriz and he gains. The Gemara explains he's a zoriz in that he shechted without any chance to be over an Isser. He has gained that he may eat the meat. The next mission, if someone shechted the mother animal and then shechted two of its offspring on that same day, he gets 80 malchus, 2 sets of 40. If he shechted 2 offspring and then shechted the mother, he only gets 40, 1 set. If he shechted the mother, the daughter, and the daughter's daughter, he gets 80 malchus, 2 sets of malchus. If he shechted the mother, then the granddaughter, and then the daughter, he gets 1 set, 40 malchus. So what's the name of Meir says? In this case, he gets 80 malchus. Okay, all to be explained in the Gemara. Fact the Gemara, why would one get malchus for shechting an offspring and then its mother? Pasuk says oisoi v'yas benoi, not benoi v'oisoi. After my Brisa says we learn this from the words v'lois shchatu, written in the plural, referring to two sheichtim. The case would be where one person shechts a cow, another shechts his mother, and the third shechts his offspring. In which case the last two sheichtim are chayiv. We see that one is chayiv even shechting the mother after the offspring. In fact, the pasuk is needed to teach the basic isra of oisoi v'yas benoi. Where I said the pasuk could have said lois shchait, but instead says lois shchatu. In fact, that's needed to teach that even if it's not the same person who does both shchitas, the one who shechs the second animal is chayiv. If the Gemara to teach this, the pasuk could have said lo yishachetu. The animals may not be shechted. Since the pasuk said lo yishachatu, we can learn out both drushes. Mishnah then said shochta v'yes bas bita v'chulu. In fact, Rabbi said to Rabbi Yosef, what's the reasoning for the view of sumchas? Is it because he holds that if someone eats 2 zaysim of chayil in one period of unawareness, he's chayiv 2 chatois, and shechting one animal that makes him oiver voices twice also makes him chayiv twice? And in truth, the Mishnah should have stated his view regarding other isurim, not just oises benoi, but it did so to teach the extent of the Rabbanan that even though the animals involved are 2 separate animals, the shayich still only gets 1 set of malchus. Or maybe he holds that if someone eats 2 zaysim of chayil in one period of unawareness, he's chayiv only 1 chatas, and oises benoi is different because the 2 isurim come from 2 animals which are separate bodies. As Rav Yosef said, Sumchas hold that if someone eats 2 zaysim of chaylev in one period of unawareness, he's chayev 2 chatois. We can prove this from a Brisa. The Brisa says if someone plants klayim, he gets malchus. Now this can't mean that he gets 1 set of malchus because that would be obvious. And also, what's meant by the double verbiage of klayim? Rather, it means that he gets 2 sets of malchus. Now this can't refer to where he was warned and then planted klayim and then was warned the second time and planted klayim again, because that's something that would be obvious based on a Mishnah regarding a nazir who drinks wine twice each time after a warning. Rather, it must be speaking of where he planted 2 plantings of klayim simultaneously after 1 warning, and the Brisa teaches that he gets 2 sets of malchus. Who does this follow? It can't be the Rabbanan who argue on simchas because they say only 1 set of malchus. Even in our Mishnah regarding the shochet who was over the double oisivas benoi, and even though the animals are 2 separate bodies, so certainly in the case of klayim, they would hold that he's only chayiv to 1 set of malchus. Rather, it must be that the Brisa follows sumchas, and we therefore can prove that he holds that if someone eats 2 zaysim of chaylev in one period of unawareness, he's chayiv 2 chatois. Abai says not a valid proof. The Brisa may follow the Rabbanon, and what the Brisa means to teach is that one is chayiv for 2 types of klayim, planting wheat with grapes and planting barley with grapes. This comes to exclude the view of Rabbi Yoshe, who says that one's only chayiv klayim if he plants wheat, barley, and grapes all together as one. Maybe we can bring a proof from a Mishnah. The Mishnah says if someone ate a kazayis of Giran Nosher of the right side and a kazayis of Giran Nosher of the left side, he gets 2 sets of malchus. Yehuda says he only gets 1 set. Now, what's the case of the Mishnah? It can't be where he ate one after getting a warning and then got a second warning and ate the other kazayis, because since Rabbi Yehuda is unsure which Giran Nosher is the one that's usher, each warning according to him would be asura safek, which Rabbi Yehuda holds would not make one chayiv and malchus. Rather, it must be where both kazayis were eaten at once after a single warning. So who's the Tanakh to hold these chayiv 2 sets of malchus? It can't be the Rabbanan arguing simchas because they say there's only one set of malchus, even in our Mishnah regarding regarding the shaykhid who is over the double oisev esbenoi, even though the animals are two separate bodies. So certainly in this case, they would hold he's only chayiv one set of malchus. Rather, it must be that the Brisa follows sumchus, and we therefore can prove that he holds that if someone eats two zaysim of chaylev in one period of unawareness, he's chayiv two chatois. Mara says not a valid proof. The case may actually be where he ate each kazayas after a separate warning. And the Tana holds, like the other version of Yehuda, which says that a warning given in Suffolk is a valid warning and can make one chayiv in Malchus. Maybe coming a proof from a Brisa. The Brisa says if someone ate two giranoshes from the right thighs of two different animals, he gets two sets of Malchus. Rabbi Yehuda says he only gets one set of Malchus. Now, what's the case of the Brisa? If he ate them separately with a separate warning before each eating, why would Rabbi Yehuda say he only gets one set of Malchus? Rather, it must be where he ate them simultaneously with only one warning before he ate them. So that must be the case. Who's the Tanakam who holds that he's chayiv two sets of Malchus? It can't be the Rabbanan who argue on Simchus because they say that there's only one set of Malchus, even in our mission regarding the Shaykh who's over a double oisev b'noi, even though the animals are two separate bodies. So certainly in this case, they would hold he's only chayiv to one set of Malchus. Rather, it must be that the Brisa follows Sumchus, and we therefore can prove that he holds that if someone eats two zaysim of chaylev in one period of unawareness, he's chayiv two chatois. And if it's not a valid proof, the case may actually be where he ate each gir anoshe after a separate warning. The reason Rabbi Yehuda holds that he's only chayiv one set of malchus is because the case is that one of the gir anoshes was less than a kazayis, and Rabbi Yehuda holds in a brisa that there's no chayiv malchus for eating even an entire gir anoshe that's less than a kazayis.